Hello friends, this is another DCC video today, and I'm going to be going over the different classes that I've played, as well as revealing at the very end of the video which one is my favorite. So stay tuned. So halflings are really cute, they're really fun, they're kind of like hobbits, and I don't know why I'm like hobbits, like sexy hobbits. What I really like about hobbits are... What was the halfling's name? Her name was Molly Thumb, and she was a baker. And did she live? Alright, let's see if we can get this together now. I have the death certificate. Let's see. Her name was Molly Thumb, and she was a halfling chicken butcher. So with this one-off adventure, we were sent by the god of fire to destroy the god of ice. And as usual, things were not going very well. So one of our elves had this eldritch patron that he was summoning. And the thing with this patron is, if we piss him off in the slightest, then he will kill us. So you better make sure that you roll very, very well. He had already spellburned as much as he could, and my character, Molly Thumb, the chicken butcher, she spent as much luck as she could to help. What we were able to do with that as level 1s was crazy. So the elf asked his patron, with the luck from the halfling, to destroy the god of ice and fire, and he did it. And as level 1s, we convinced the god to destroy them. So in this universe, there's just no god of fire, there's no god of ice. He just snuffed them out like that. And that was a really, really fun and really cool thing to do, all of us together as a team. So if you like the halflings, they're really good team players. Alright, I also need a drink, so cheers. This is cider, by the way. I don't like beer. I don't really like alcohol. This is good. Sour. Let's consort our death certificates for my elf character. So for the elf character, we were going up against these giants, and like I've said many times before, things were not going well. I had already taken a bunch of corruption, and I had been clobbered on the head by a giant, which meant that I had lost my neck. So my character was like this. She looked like Ed from 90 Day Fiancé. Also, the corruption caused her to have spider mandibles. So she had these huge spider mandibles in the front. Very, very gorgeous, wonderful. And so needed to call upon the King of Elfland as my patron to help us. And what we did with that is he sent an entire Fae army out. Yeah, the DM definitely loved when I called the Fae army out and having him to keep track of all of the hit points and characters and that. But it definitely was a really fun thing to do. Calling on a Fae army from the King of Elfland is worth it. So the warriors are really fun. What was really fun for me wasn't so much of like being the warrior and fighting and doing like the deeds and stuff, was that my warrior started out as a gong farmer. And a gong farmer is basically a peasant that cleans out the human excrement from privies, which is a very glamorous job. And there was one instance where we were being attacked by this being that had an ability that smell was used against us. Now, being a gong farmer, I had night soil. Night soil is you know what. And they proposed that we should use that in the nuggets and stuff it in our nostrils so we can't smell anything and proceed. And the whole party was convinced by the warrior to do this, and everyone pretty much lived. Some of us did live, some of us didn't. But it wasn't because of that. It wasn't because of the things that were stuffed up the nose. So for me, I guess, like, for the warrior class, the takeaway for me is more about being a gong farmer than anything. But doing deeds is pretty cool too. Now we're going to get into clerics. So for my cleric, I do have her little death certificate. Her name is Melody. Okay, so being a cleric is a thankless job. You're healing, you're helping, you're probably going to die first. It's stress. You're putting stress on yourself to be a cleric. Now, with Melody, she didn't really get much respect. My other characters had died. We were drowning in water and there were zombies in the swamp. And as she's helping people, there was nobody really helping her, fighting for her. And she was bitten by zombies and drowned in the water. So yes, being a cleric is a thankless job. I do not recommend it. Never be a cleric and let someone else take that burden for you. I say this as I'm playing a cleric right now. It can be fun. Now, there are some fun elements to being a cleric, but it is a very stressful class to play. Absolutely. So cheers to that. Cheers to you clerics. The thing that I like the most about the wizard class is you really can't predict how magic is going to work in the game, and it's really fun narratively to just see how your character gets corrupted by magic over time. So magic in DCC is this wild force that people try to harness and use, but it really takes its toll on them, and wizards really, really feel that. And corruption, like, you misfire, you have terrible things happening to you. Like, my character has a tattoo on her face. She has marks all over her. She's basically turning into Voldemort.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
In terms of corruption, there's a lot of crazy things that'll happen to you, and my character has gone from a pretty cute peasant lady that used to sell apples. She was a costermonger, and now she's basically like a Lady Voldemort enchantress that charms people. She's ageless, she doesn't age, and she's kind of terrifying. She's working with like demonic energy. Never really played much with chaotic characters, but that has been her, and she is chaotic through and through, and that all has to start with her starting with magic, and then this is where she is now. So magic is a gateway to chaotic lifestyle.
Doesn't matter. She's tampering in dark-sided stuff.
It is fun when you're playing these games to like really get outside of yourself and like do something a little bit different and play that role. And that is, I think, why I've really enjoyed the wizard class, is because it is something very different than what I'm used to playing. Alright guys, comment below. Let me know what crazy things that you have survived. Well, your character has survived, maybe you have survived as well, or some things where your character hasn't survived at all, and some horrible deaths. I like hearing about those too. If you like this video, please give it a like and subscribe. We have fun here. I do DCC videos as well as some craft stuff and plant related things. So there's a few things going on here. And yeah. Alright, thank you guys. Take care. See you next time. Bye.